Kerala is a thin strip of land between the mountains and the seas. Lush, green, bountiful, rich in spices.
So last fall, I had the opportunity to go on a trip to Kerala, India, with a few of my friends, who also happened to be my colleagues.
Made it to India today.
We flew across the world to meet a local Shopify merchant named Rashmi and learn how she threads the story of her community into every piece of clothing she sells. It was such an incredible experience and something I'll never forget. Okay, before we get into the story, I want to introduce you to the crew. This is Talon, my co-producer. This is Andy, our director of photography. This is Dane, our sound guy. This is Naveen, our local fixer who took us to all the best spots. This is Ajay, our director. Without him, this trip wouldn't have happened. And this is me, Alex, the other producer on the shoot. Okay, let the adventure begin. On our first day, we woke up at 4 a.m. to drive to meet Rashmi for the first time and to catch the morning light. The sights and sounds were incredible. We spent the whole day with her. She shared stories about her life, fed us incredible food, and talked about this amazing community of women across the river who've been making beautiful fabric by hand for generations. So we had to go meet them.
Handloom is a tradition that is dying. This tradition needs to be preserved because it's a beautiful tradition that has so much wealth and history and culture associated with it.
Their craft and techniques were truly incredible, and I feel lucky that we're able to see it and hear it firsthand.
I feel like I'm sharing a piece of Kerala story with everyone who wears my clothes.
I've never been to India before, and it's pretty hard to describe the feeling I had in this place. It was so beautiful, so vibrant. As filmmakers, we spend so much of our time looking through a lens, trying to find the perfect frame. But we made sure on this short trip to have some time to explore and really take in this incredible part of the world.
Hey man, how's it going?
Wow.
Yep. What's up?
Hey, that's crazy. It worked.
Looking back on the trip, is there like anything in particular that stands out in your memory?
Oh, such a hard question.
Wow, that's tough, man.
A lot.
We just met at the airport, hopped on a plane for 20 hours, and then wound up in India for 4 or 5 days, and then flew back, and it was just this whirlwind experience.
I had never been to India before, and Kerala had a magic to it that I didn't expect. It was a really cool mixture of wonder, excitement, and unexpected discoveries.
Whether it's the merchants we met, the people behind the crafts, or the people who are sewing, it's just really interesting to see people's lives, I guess, through a different lens.
I could go on and on about the beauty of the place. I could go on and on about working together. I don't think many other people could have done what we did in the time that we had.
The team just worked so well together, and it's just a lot of fun to do all the crazy stuff together.
As much as I loved the food and I loved the people and I loved how everything looked, it's really just I don't think I've ever really walked away from a trip with as much of something, a feeling that has really stuck with me and has kind of stayed present.
I think about it way more often than I probably should. It's because of all the lessons that I learned there, not only about myself and how I process my emotions and my identity, but also the lessons that I learned about how you plan a shoot, how you work through that chaos, how you work with a crew. That's why I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I wish more people had that opportunity to have an experience like that, because it's just so special, and it's important to really understand, not just one culture, but the human race.
So we were nearing the end of our trip, but we still had a few more things that we wanted to see.
Kerala today is a cultural melting pot. I think that's the kind of story that I want to reflect through my clothes. Maybe it's my roots. There was a certain kind of connect that I had with the people here and with the work that I would be able to do over here more than anywhere else.
That's a wrap!
So it's been pretty fun looking back on this trip, remembering all the things we did and the places we explored together. With the way 2020 has gone and not being able to travel, I appreciate this experience so much more. And I can't wait to get back out there, explore new places, and meet new people.